Greetings in the name of Yahusha Mashiach, our King, our High Priest, Kohen forever, according to the order of Melchizedek, and our Alua, Yahuwah, all honor and glory unto Yahuwah Kodesh name. My name is Mikael Shalomo. This is MELEK Shelemoh Trading. Right now I'm in a live trade on ES Futures, and I'm in a variant of the bowling green strategy, right? So I have this checklist next to the chart here, or on top of the chart. So let me just pull this back a little bit so you can see the entry. So what we're seeing here is we have stop and volume, right? So this is -2 VWAP. Excuse me. This is -2 VWAP. This is the central pivot. On the checklist here, we have location of entry, right? So we have the central pivots. So that's a 10. We have second lower deviation, that's a 10, right? So that's where the trade entry is at approximately 60.9275. So just at the breakout of the central pivot and above the second lower deviation. So for, let's see here, the Wyckoff theory location, this is basically like a secondary test, right? So I'll show that on the trade and view chart in a second. And when it comes to volume, we have high selling volume with no follow through, which is this, right? We have the selling volume. You see it's peaking right here, and we have no follow through on that, right? So we have a 7 on that, gave that a 7. And as far as passive orders, right? So we have iceberg buyers. You see the iceberg is continually transacting at this level right here. So we have iceberg buyers supporting price. And we have order stacking on the bid. So this is a real order right here. This is the algos. So for that, I'll have to go over to this screen right here, and now you could see the passive order stacking on the bid, right? So that's the order stacking on the bid right there. Let's go back over to the algo screen, and orders pulling off the ask or the offer, right? So let's go back over here. As you can see, orders are pulling off of the offer and they're stacking on the bid, right? So that's what's happening here in this trade, stacking on the bid, pulling off the offer, right? So let's see, what else do we have? Right, so on the market pulse, we have, let's see, let's go back over here. We have the ice weight buying spikes, right? So let's see what that's looking like here. So this is the, where is it? Hold on. Let me find it in the mumbo jumbo right here. So when I kind of, all right, let me see, let me go down a little bit. Right, so these are the spikes right here. This is iceberg buying. We do have some iceberg selling as well, right? So a lot of selling on the push down here. So iceberg spikes on the buy side is, I should tone that down to about, let's say 4, right? So the VPA anchor buying spikes, right? So this is, where is it? Right, so this is the VPA anchor buying spike right here. So that's basically an absorption indicator for buyers, right? So let me just move this out the way here. So when this came down here, we had absorption, right? So it's showing me the absorption via the spikes. What we have here is the order stacking. This is to the buy side. So this is on the bid, right? So that's order stacking. That's an 8. And we have the anchor buying spikes. That's a 7, right? Could even give that a 8 because they're basically almost the same spike, right? So we have buying spikes here from the VPA attack, VPA dominance. So VPA dominance could get a nice 8 as well, because we have the buying coming in as we breaking out, right? So I took the trade here. We had a little pullback, buying spikes on the, that's basically um, VPI, which is volume price imbalance, volume pressure imbalance, my bad, right? So I just named it VPA dominance, right? So it's really volume price analysis dominance. So I'm looking at this as this is dominance when there's a imbalance in the pressure, right? So a lot of times what I notice is that you get these counteractions because the trade has to exchange hands, right? So a lot of times you get the VPA anchor here on the sell side absorption, right? So this is a counteraction to this move. This is buying spikes. This is selling absorption spike right here, right? So when this happens, you have to notice who's going to win though, right? Because they're both counteracting each other. We have the push up, we have the absorption sellers right there. We have a small pullback and they take it up again. We have another buying spike and VPA dominance here again, and they're up again, right? So this is my first take profits here. I have a trailing stop. The trailing stop is every 2 points. So it's moving up with every 2 points, right? So it's a total of 5 contracts. I just stopped out on 2 of the contracts right there and stopped out on the rest. So on this pullback right here in my trailing stop, 2 point trailing stop, it just stopped me out right there. So that was a variant here of the bowling green strategy. Usually, let me go over to, let's see, let me find my clean chart over here. All right, let's go over here, right? So looking at this right here, the bowling green strategy is usually in a downtrend, right? So it's kind of more like this, and you get the reversal up, right? So what we have here, excuse me, what we have here is a uptrend and a retest of Camarilla R3, right? So the second lower deviation is creating this support right here underneath the central pivot or around the central pivot. So let me just open that some more. Use this. Right, so that's the central pivot right there, right? This is Camarilla R3, right? So we're getting the support here from the second lower deviation around this level here as we're getting like these reversal signals. So that's the selling stop that you see on the heat map. And then we got this little reversal here. And now we're starting to pull back, right? So that's how I stopped out after it retests Camarilla R3. So basically what's happening here now is that it's showing more of a confirmation for the sell trade, right? What they have to do, buyers have to take it up from this level again because it's basically retesting the central pivot, and buyers have to take it above Camarilla R3 to sustain the up move that's been happening today, right? So we had the initial up move. Let me just put this back in perspective. Right. So the initial uptrend, we have the pullback to Camarilla R3 is making a decision right now. Are we going to maintain the uptrend and just push up into the afternoon session, back up to the highs here? Or are they going to continue this little downtrend right here? Right, so let me just do this. Right, so that's basically like the down channel that's happening right now. and it's either gonna continue in this down channel to the downside back down to Camarilla S3, which is at yesterday's low around 60.8150, or it's gonna break above here, Camarilla R3. Right, let me open that up some more, and break out of the channel and head to the upside, right? So right now we see in this upward bar, or this buying bar, we have low volume on the buy side, right? So we have a little higher volume here on the sell side with this bar, but this is looking like it's gonna try and engulf this candle right here, because this candle engulfed this buying candle right here. So on this pullback, it engulfed. This is the answer right here. Let's see if they're gonna push above and push out of the channel, right? So what time is it now? It's like 1 o'clock Eastern time. So maybe coming back from lunch, these traders are now going to reestablish their position as buyers, because I guess they bought around this level here to push up, right? Maybe they took some profit here, had a big take profit, and this is the trade that I'm trying to catch, because I was explaining in the other video that these flush down trades are easier to catch these days than this, because this is news, right? All of this right here is news. That buying candle right there, that's NFP, right? So as you can see on the buy side, it's kind of struggling. It's struggling. Even right now, it's really struggling. Even the trade I took. So let's go back to this right here, right? So I tried to catch the reversal somewhere at the bottom here, second lower deviation, right? Struggling, auctioning, pulling back and stopping me out. Instead of we getting just like these shallow pullbacks like this right here, it eventually comes up to this level and does the big flush, right? So it's kind of like a struggle trade to go long, in my opinion. If you catch the shorts, it's a little easier. Like if you catch something like here, a breakdown of VWAP. Let me just go back here a little bit. Right, so if you catch the breakdown of VWAP right here, you get a nice little push down, pull back right there, retest, another flush, right? So it's, to me, it's just looking like it's easier to catch these I wouldn't say easier to catch these short trades, but these short trades flush quicker to the downside, so you get like a easier trade instead of me having to go through this right here and it kind of creeping up, you know what I'm saying? So if I didn't have the trailing stop, then I'd have to come back all the way to retest my entry, right? And then probably still be in this trade, but I don't want to give back too much. This market isn't really a friendly market on the pullback side, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, that was my little variant right there of the bowling green strategy. Usually the bowling green strategy is around, where is it? It's around this level here, like Camarilla S3. Let me just open that up a little more. And as you can see here, there's a lot of liquidity around Camarilla S3. So buyers are prepared, or showing their hand right here that they're prepared to support price at Camarilla S3, right? So I was trying to catch like an early reversal, because it's the downtrend is not looking super progressive, right? Like we have high volume, right? We have high volume with no follow through, right? Instead of this coming all the way down to test this liquidity right here with high volume selling, it's stopping right here and doing this, right? Another test right here. We didn't quite get to the liquidity, and now we're doing this again, right? So that was me just reading the order flow and thinking we should probably look for a reversal, because we're in an uptrend anyway, and we're at this kind of, let me go back over here. We're at this decisive zone. It's Camarilla R3, and we have this auction right here where we got the buyers coming in right there, right? So they're basically defending this position. and that's it. You know what I mean? It's going up now. If I didn't get stopped out, I'd still be in the trade, but trade management wise, I think it's just better to just exit the trade. So I have a trailing stop of 2 points. If you pull back 2 points on me, I'm just gonna get out the trade. Right now, this setup here, if I was more aggressive, I could see that we auctioned below volume point of control, pushed up, retest. I could take a breakout right here of this little auction right here because we already broke out from this auction, retest this auction top, right? And now we're breaking out again. So I could have entered somewhere around here or even wait for like some high volume, probably take a breakout of this level, right? But not really gonna push it too much. You know what I'm saying? All right, y'all. So it's Mikhail Shalomo. It's MELEK Shalomo Trading. That was, man, I forgot to do this. Let me go over that again. My bad. So right here, I was saying about this little auction right here. After getting stopped out, this is the volume point of control. Did a little auction right there. Broke above, retest, and a breakout. If I was more aggressive, I could have taken this trade here, this breakout at 60.95, right? Just below Camarilla R3 and coming out of the central pivot range. That's top central, central pivot, bottom central. So we're breaking out of the central pivot range, heading towards Camarilla R3 at 69.95. Could take that breakout right there and try and get up to like VWAP and Camarilla R4, right? So even this is the IB low as well, you see. So we're coming back, testing the IB low and pushing out of that. But I don't want to be too aggressive in because this wasn't really like a plus setup because we're not at Camarilla S3, we're at Camarilla R3, which is mostly a resistance kind of level because this could have went south, you know what I'm saying? But it had some criterias for the bowling green strategy, so I took it and got a little small profit right there, right? All right, y'all. So it's Mikhail Shalomo. Y'all trade safe and stay blessed.